Good morning, world. Today is Monday, October 6, 2025, first week of October, with 4 more full weeks to go. This is a sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker, coming to you from Lexington, Kentucky, on the east coast of the USA. Weather-wise, in this area, currently, the temperature is 69 degrees. We are experiencing showers, which will continue until approximately 10:45 a.m. It is currently 9:22 here in Lexington. Cloudy with morning rain, highs in the low 80s. Today, the temperatures go up to 82 and lows in the mid 60s. Tracking future Jerry in the Atlantic. And for those of you that are allergy sufferers, ragweed pollen decreasing tomorrow, and almost the same temperature-wise as yesterday, down by 1 degree. Currently, conditions for running are poor, for cycling are poor, and gardening are poor. The AQI is good at 21. The UV index is low, I guess with rain, that makes sense. Humidity is high at 81%. Wind 3 miles per hour, considered to be calm. Today, sunrise was at 7:30 a.m. and sunset will be at 7:13 p.m. In other parts of the world, fierce snowstorm traps hundreds on Mount Everest. I didn't realize that Mount Everest was that popular, considering their conditions, but I guess everybody that wants to have it on their to-do list was present. And the National Weather Service issues a heavy storm warning for tonight. So that is the news currently in this area and events in other parts of the world. So I took a little break with everyone else that's involved in education for the fall break. Now that is gone. The weather here during that time was warm, some days hot, but it went well for the most part. Things that have been in the news during that same vacation period. We'll start out in pertaining to music. Most major cities do have orchestras, and if there is more than one orchestra in a particular place, using New York as an example, they'll have their orchestra and then their Philharmonic. Here in Lexington, there is the Lexington Philharmonic Orchestra. And right now they're doing auditions for certain positions in their group. And something that they do every season. And you can check online for performance dates. Sometimes they're at the Singletary Center. And if you're not able to attend a live performance, there are several radio stations, WEKU, UK, Hear Properly, UK. Moving to the west, you have the Western Campus, and then other locations on the radio dial, if you would like to hear their music. So since next year will be marking 1776, 250 years, a lot of advertisements you see in around this city, and I'm sure it's the same across the country, 250 with the city's name, 250 Lex, or something similar to that. So that's all in upcoming events. So just wanted to make you aware, I like music, basically all kinds of music. So the Philharmonic Orchestra here in Lexington might be something you want to put on your to-do list. I'm sure they'd appreciate your attendance for anything that they have going on. And it gives young people a lot of opportunities to stretch out and learn and improve on their music skills. Still talking about music, as far as live music is concerned, the Melroy here in Lexington is up and running in the sense that the doors are open. For a long time, I was like at the window peeping in and seeing what kind of progress was being made, which I couldn't see through the glass that well anyway. But yes, now the doors are open. They're entertaining, having events and things of that nature going on. And to me, they have fulfilled the expectations that were anticipated. There's still some other things that they have scheduled as far as the building itself is concerned, but we'll just wait and see how all that plays out. So I'm not going to say that you're going to see me there every day, although they're open every day. But when the opportunity presents itself, I will accept. So that's the Melroy, located on Broadway, across from all places, the Opera House. So here we are at the beginning of the week, Monday. We left the end of the week with, amongst other things in the news, government shutdown. You know, every year in October is the new fiscal year for government business. And usually Congress, coming back from their month off in August, is all eager and ready to set things in motion, have these bills passed so that the government can stay open. And in context of the comment, they can get paid as well. Now, here we are a weekend past, that they usually don't work on weekends, but Monday, and as far as I see, still no bill has been passed for the budget for the upcoming fiscal year. And according to things that information I was able to get online, government employs about 4 million people. And that's across their branches, executive, legislative, judicial, along with other departments and agencies. So there's a lot of people waiting with bated breath as to getting paid and continuing with their employment. So, and Congress usually does not waste time, but this time there was a little bit of back and forth. Couldn't decide what was going to be attached to the bill that would approve the budget, what was not. So here we are, Monday, waiting for the word. Which brings me, considering events over the past week or so, especially in August, to the requirements to be President of the United States. We all have comments that we could make and definitely things that we are thinking, but if we just consult the United States Constitution in Article 2, requirements for president basically boil down to three main things. Number one, be a natural-born citizen of the U.S., United States, be at least 35 years old, and have been a resident of the United States for at least 14 years. And it mentions it doesn't have to be 14 consecutive years, just 14 years. And it's usually stated what are the four requirements. And the fourth one is sort of informal, although it is mentioned in the Constitution, is the terms of term limits. Usually 2 terms, which constitutes 8 years. And the last time I consulted, $250,000 a year was what the president was being paid, which works out to about $2 million for 8 years of service. Buy a lot of aspirin with that. Okay. But since those are the things, natural born citizen, 35 years old, resident in the United States for at least 14 years, do I have any takers? Anybody willing to take the job? Oh, okay. Just thought I would ask. And that being said, brings us back to the United Nations meeting. So the meeting was scheduled for a week long, that would give all the world leaders an opportunity to have their say or to speak publicly in front of each other at the podium at the United Nations. And it was hosted by New York City, which is where the building is located in New York. And according to this world map behind me, I think the last time I checked, there's like 96 flags flying here on the bottom, which is one of the reasons that made me pick it, make it easier for me to try to identify and associate. But all those little things on the bottom are flags for each country that's on the world map. So anyway, again, just doing a little research, reading various articles have been submitted on the internet. Each speaker was supposed to have 15 minutes. So President Trump of the United States took 57 minutes. But he was not the only one that went past that time. So we can't just like point the finger at him. But it's one of the few occasions, considering how prestigious the United Nations has been in world affairs in the past with its history, that I just tuned in and listened. So he spoke for about 57, 58 minutes, and I listened to every word. Excuse me. If you have delicate sensibilities as a world leader, then I would say that you might have squirmed in your seat a little bit. I squirmed in my seat listening to him talking about different leaders in their countries in relation to him, and in that sense, the United States and their attitudes and different things that they had handled. But it basically boiled down to him critiquing them on their problem-solving ability, and then lauding himself and the United States on their particular position in the world. So several times he alluded to his peace making abilities between countries. He wanted to take credit for having solved 7 wars, although for one, Ukraine, which he said would be an easy fix considering that he was good friends with President Putin. But here we are 8 months into the administration, and that has not been resolved. As far as Putin listening to what President Trump had to say in regards to a ceasefire peace treaty being worked out between Ukraine and Russia. So there was an article that kind of reiterated the things that were takeaways from his speech. And I'm going to see if I can't just pull up the highlights right quick on what was covered. Like I said, here we go. And this is from CNN Politics. I'm just going to read the highlights, not the whole thing, because it's about a 8-minute read or something. But anyway, from CNN Politics, 5 takeaways from Trump's UN speech. So by category, a lecture on migration. Trump spent much of his time in the General Assembly Hall offering criticisms of other nations' immigration policies, accusing the UN of funding an assault on Western countries due to insufficient migration controls, and warning the fabric of the West was being destroyed. The next category, climate change, the greatest con job. Trump scoffed at past predictions warning of global disaster from climate change and urged other nations to scrap green energy initiatives intended to reduce carbon output. Next one, no major shift on Ukraine or Gaza until after the speech. While he was speaking, Trump offered little new information when discussing the wars in Ukraine and Gaza, 2 conflicts he once said would be easy to resolve, but continue to rage 8 months into his term. Next one, broken equipment and a broken institution. It's at this point that he went into a history of the renovation of the UN building, how many millions of dollars was estimated, what he offered with his construction company to do, and where they came in on budget or not. Trump used a broken escalator and his inoperable teleprompter, jump to advertising, to underscore his deeper complaints about the United Nations. These are the two things I got from the United Nations: a bad escalator and a bad teleprompter, he said. When he was arriving to the UN building on New York's East River earlier, the escalator stopped as he was riding up. So, and I think there's one more category: veering off script. Trump's speech began without a teleprompter, but as he meandered into various tangents, it seemed like he didn't really need one. He went into digressions about his crime reduction efforts in U.S. cities, Barack Obama's carbon footprint, his own stymied efforts to renovate the UN's headquarters, and the efficacy of windmills. Apparently, windmills are in considerable use in Europe, and he had something to say about that. So I believe those are the 5 takeaways from that, including a remark about Asia. In Asia, they dump much of their garbage right into the ocean, he intoned at another point. So those are all taken from CNN Politics and dated September 24, 2025. Excuse me, allergies myself. But even after listening to him for an hour, back and forth, forming my own opinion, having my ups and downs with the things that he was saying, I did find this one. It's a video of the conclusion of his message to the UN. So I'm gonna let the commercial run, then I'll put the volume up and let you hear it. The whole thing is an hour, so this is just like less than 2 minutes. So
everything for homelands that they defended with pride, with sweat, with blood, with life, and with death. Now the righteous task of protecting the nations that they built belongs to each and every one of us. So together let us uphold our sacred duty to our people and to our citizens. Let us protect their borders, ensure their safety, preserve their cultures, treasure, and traditions, and fight for their precious dreams and their cherished freedoms. And in friendship and really a beautiful vision, let us all work together to build a bright, beautiful planet, a planet that we all share, a planet of peace and a world that is richer, better, and more beautiful than ever before. That can happen. It will happen. It will happen, and I hope it can happen and start right now, right at this moment. We'll turn it around. We're going to make our countries better, safer, more beautiful. We're going to take care of our people. Thank you very much. It's been an honor. God bless the nations of the world. Thank you very much. Bye.
So I'm saying this with a smile, but nonetheless, it's true. After listening to him for almost an hour, it really surprised me that he was able to find some common ground to make an exit with. So he still put everybody in a group of being humans and on this planet and ended his speech. So that was the close to the UN speech from President Donald Trump at the UN meeting. If you have noticed, there have been several comments in regards to President Donald Trump and the Nobel Prize for Peace. He kind of blew his own horn during that hour speech at the UN in regards to that. So I did a little look-see on facts and things of that information. The committee is Norwegian, I believe, if I remember correctly, at least one of the Scandinavian countries. And they meet starting like in February, and they start the little process, send out invitations to people that could nominate someone. And by October, after they deliberate during the summer months, they're ready to make a decision. So according to my source, the early part of October, they should announce who the Nobel Prize winners are. They do keep certain information hush-hush. I'm not sure if it's the names of the persons that are asked to make selections for 50 years or however that is noted, but in information associated with the Nobel Prize, there is mention of that, what is not revealed. So here we are, first part of October, waiting with bated breath, as they say, in anticipation to see who will be selected. And one, as always, what we cannot avoid, I guess like toasters and microwaves, is AI and also robotics. So progress with robotics. The question is that a statement or a question? So from time to time, we will see short video clips of what robots are able to do as far as balance or maneuverability or things of this nature. And this is specifically with a robot that operates on the human frames, head, arms, legs, all this type of thing, carrying things, uneven ground, maintaining balance and things of this nature. So what had happened was Tesla had put out a video of their latest efforts in that area. And it's under interesting engineering. Video: Tesla's Optimus humanoid robot performs kung fu moves to showcase speed and balance. I thought that would catch your attention. And this is from October 4, 2025, Eastern Standard Time. So I'm just going to read it because the video is not included. You have to go somewhere else to actually see the video related to Tesla's Optimus humanoid robot. So let us get into this. While a little awkward, it is clear, and it was interesting to me that they picked Kung Fu, so I had to automatically read it. While a little awkward, it is clear this is a major development for Tesla's Optimus robot. Tesla has released a new video showing its humanoid robot. Well, let me see if I can show you the picture or the one that they're sharing. Maybe not, but anyway, there we go. Kung Fu instructor with the robot, fighting stance. Tesla has released a new video showing its humanoid robot Optimus learning Kung Fu. The 36-second clip shows the robot being put through its paces with a human Kung Fu partner in Tesla's robot lab. The demo highlights progress in fluidity and speed, especially given that earlier videos were sped up because Optimus was slower. However, this new clip appears to show real-time movement. The new clip also shows some other technical improvements in Optimus, including its apparent smooth interaction with a human partner. For example, the clip starts a classic fist touching, just like human sparring partners, before a sparring session. Following this, the partners prepare for combat by entering a fighting stance and then face each other, ready for combat. Optimus then goads his partner to attack, and they attack and block each other's moves. Interestingly, attacks, while limited, also include a sidekick from Optimus, further showcasing its improved stability and control. Optimus, what was that picture, Steel? Optimus knows Kung Fu now. The clip also highlights Optimus' improved balance and recovery capabilities. For example, at one point, the human sparring partner pushes Optimus, and the robot adjusts its weight, even hopping slightly to avoid falling. The video also shows that the robot's footwork is much improved compared to older dancing demos. The robot's hands and fingers weren't really used, suggesting Tesla hasn't integrated or isn't ready to show off the new 22 degree of freedom hands promised for future versions. While not clear from the release clip, the robot version is likely Optimus V2.5, not the upcoming V3. Elon Musk has also confirmed the movements shown in the video were artificial intelligence, AI-driven, not teleoperated. This is important because earlier demos, like Optimus serving popcorn at a Tesla diner, turned out to be remote controlled, which was less impressive. This time, Musk claims it's running onboard AI, meaning the robot is processing inputs and generating motion by itself, not just following a human operator. Excuse me. It is important to note that showcasing Optimus' martial arts prowess is just a demo scenario. Tesla doesn't intend to make fighting robots, but martial arts is a good way to show off the range of motion, balance, speed, and adaptability. All of these qualities are needed for everyday human-like tasks, e.g. carrying, lifting, walking on uneven ground. Showcasing Optimus' improvements, if the AI claim is true, this is a big milestone as it shows Tesla moving from scripted, teleoperated demos toward robots that can respond autonomously to their environment in real time. As impressive as this is, as we previously mentioned, limitations remain, especially in hand dexterity. No finger use in the demo, and whether these motions are truly generalized AI learning or just choreographed routines stored in memory. As for the choice of Kung Fu, it is not clear if this is a tongue-in-cheek reference to Neo from The Matrix. But given Elon Musk's history of esoteric inside jokes, it is not beyond the limits of imagination. Elon Musk has previously stated that Tesla is aiming to produce approximately 5,000 Optimus robots in 2025 for internal use in its factories. He also hinted that they aim to reach 10,000 to 12,000 units worth of parts, with a further goal of 50,000 units in 2026. So, interesting. Considering all that Hollywood has done with the theme, we shall see. So it's Monday. Like I said, we're coming off vacation. Hope you were able to do some of the things you wanted to do if that was your situation. And we're here on Monday. I don't want to overload the plate and try to make too much out of what's going on. So I thought I would round off with this one from Billboard. And it's dated 10/4/2025. Excuse me. And the basic idea is from the expression, "Give me my flowers now." And Billboard section R&B and hip hop. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis honored by Living Legends Foundation. We're just two guys who like to make music. Operating system, Living Legends. Quality Control Music, the Otis Redding Foundation, and syndicated radio personality D.D. McGuire also saluted as the organization celebrated its 32nd anniversary. So in case you have not seen them before, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, Motown fame. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis posed with awards at the Living Legends Foundation's annual gala on October 3rd in Atlanta, Georgia. Arnold Turner Eclipse Images. So the article is as follows. The Living Legends Foundation celebrated its 32nd anniversary by bringing its annual awards gala to Atlanta for the first time Friday, October 3rd. And among the honorees on hand were Grammy-winning songwriting production duo Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, Otis Redding Foundation Vice President Executive Director Carla Redding Andrews, representing her mother, Zelma Redding, RCA Records Head of Promotion Samantha Zollawayne, and Right On Digital publisher Cynthia Horner. Upon accepting the Foundation's Ray Harris Lifetime Achievement Award on stage at Atlanta's Flourish by Legendary, Jam shared that Ray Harris was so instrumental early in our careers with literally the first record that we did at Solar Records, which was Wild Girls by Climax. So to get an award from him with his name on it is absolutely amazing. Calling the occasion a full circle movement, Lewis added, "We're just two guys who like to make music. You all are the ones who made them hits." The foundation also awarded 3 other top awards. National Association of Black-Owned Broadcasters, President CEO James L. Winston, was presented with the Chairman's Award by Living Legends Foundation Chairman David C. Linton. Zelma Redding, widow of soul legend Otis Redding and president and founder of the Otis Redding Foundation, was the recipient of the Legacy Award, presented by Sony Music Publishing Chairman, CEO John Platt. And Quality Control Music, Little Baby, Little Yaki, City Girls, COO Kevin Coach K. Lee, and CEO Pierre P. Thomas were given the Impact Award. For the first time, 6 female executive trailblazers were also saluted, joining the aforementioned Zollawayne, the Music Executive Award, and Cynthia Horner, Media Icon Award. In that circle were iHeartMedia Chicago VP of Programming, Kashawn Powell, Jerry Bolding Radio Executive Award, nationally syndicated radio host D.D. McGuire, D.D. in the Morning, Frankie Crocker Radio Personality Award, Broadcast and Music Industry Executive Carol Harper, Mike Bernardo Female Executive Award, and West Entertainment Services CEO Louise West Kendall Mentor Entertainment Advocate Award. In presenting the award to West, Grammy-winning artist Anthony Hamilton noted, "I'm standing here after 30 years working with West, having complete ownership of my publishing and my work, my music. I owe that all to you." Powell said of her honor, "This reward is not just a recognition of past achievements. It is a reminder of the endless possibilities the future holds." Honor commented during her acceptance speech, "Right On magazine is a cultural phenomenon. And it is my honor to not only have been the editor of the publication, but now I'm one of the owners of the same publication. It's now Black-owned. It wasn't before." Zollawayne, who oversees hip-hop, R&B, and mixed show promotion at RCA, described herself as just a conduit of the art to the masses. highlighting the fact that we every day get a chance to spend time with some of the most creative people on this planet and really be a part of their success stories. Among the special guests and celebrities cited at the awards gala were Black Music Month co-founder, radio personality Diana Williams, radio host actor Ed Lover, Hugh Parker of R&B group 112, rap TV star Da Brat and partner Jessica DuPont, Black Music Action Coalition co-founder, president, and CEO Willie Prophet Stiggers, Black American Music Association founder, chairman Michael Malden, and Morgan Stanley executive Ted Reed. So that concludes the article from Billboard. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, honored by Living Legends Foundation, were just two guys who like to make music. So those are the things that I thought I would share with you today, Monday, October 6, 2025. And speaking of music and the tone of this country, and also I guess worldwide, but specifically here right now, with the Super Bowl game scheduled in the not too distant future, and what's swirling around the halftime show in regards to selection, Bad Bunny, etc., we might want to just keep an eye on how all that develops. Music and mathematics, the two universal languages. This is a sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker. That's it. Hashtag.